Uh, so today our webinar will be related to HR analytics, and it is a very vast topic. We'll be having the same resource person from Delhi, Dr. Sikha. But before starting the webinar, we'll be having few words with our respected chairman, sir, and from the desk of our respected Pro Vice Chancellor, sir.
सर अभी सर ऐड नहीं है, आप बात कर लें एक बार।
अनंत so shortly our chairperson will be joining. So before that, let us talk about the webinar. Actually, I am having a very shallow knowledge about HR analytics. Our expert is already waiting from Delhi. Sikha ma'am will be talking about HR analytics. As we know that everything in now present days business. I hope our chairperson has joined already. So I will request our chairperson, sir, to speak a few words on the webinar, sir. Our chairperson, he is basically an eminent IT engineer, Engineer Anant Kumar Soni, sir. He is the chairperson and pro chancellor of the university. He is a very dynamic personality, and now I would like that he should speak few words for our webinar.
गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। मैडम शिखा मैडम, सबको, आपको और हमारे स्टाफ को सभी को नमस्कार मेरा।
गुड मॉर्निंग
विश्वविद्यालय, गुड मॉर्निंग मुखर्जी साहब। आपका और आपके डिपार्टमेंट का ये बहुत बढ़िया इनिशिएटिव है कि मैनेजमेंट के बच्चों को एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ में इंटरेक्ट कराना।
थैंक यू सर।
विश्वविद्यालय में बहुत समय से ऐसे वेबिनार्स की जरूरत हम लोगों ने पहले महसूस की कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, लेकिन तब सेमिनार हुआ करते थे, और अब जो है हमने उसको कन्वर्ट करके कोविड ने सबको कन्वर्ट करा दिया कि अब वेबिनार पे सब लोग आ सकते हैं। तो इसका एक बड़ा फायदा ये हुआ कि अमेरिका में बैठा हुआ आदमी भी यहाँ पे लेक्चर दे सकता है, और सारे बच्चे, स्टाफ यहाँ पर यदि उपस्थित नहीं भी है तो वह उसको अटेंड कर सकते हैं। एचआर पे आज जो आपका एचआर एनालिटिक्स पे लेक्चर होने वाला है, दरअसल इसकी जरूरत हमें भी बहुत ज्यादा है। ह्यूमन रिसोर्स का प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन बहुत आवश्यक है, और वह तब संभव है जब आप उसका एनालिसिस सही तरीके से कर सकें कि किसकी क्या स्ट्रेंथ है और किसका कहाँ पर वीकनेसेस है, किसकी किसमें किसका स्कोप आगे हो सकता है। और ये साइंटिफिक तरीके से, चूंकि आप लोग मैनेजमेंट के विद्यार्थियों को हैंडल करना है ये सब पूरा सिस्टम को, तो उनको साइंटिफिक तरीके से कैसे एनालिसिस करना है यह जानना बहुत आवश्यक है। मेरी शुभकामनाएं हैं सभी बच्चों को, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को, स्टाफ को, सबको। ये सेमिनार वेबिनार बहुत अच्छी तरीके से उसको अटेंड करेंगे और समझेंगे, और इससे मुझे भी बड़ा फायदा होगा। मैडम, मैं आपकी भी पूरे लेक्चर्स को, चूंकि ये लाइव वेबकास्ट भी हो रहा है, हमारे गूगल मीट प्लेटफॉर्म के अलावा इसकी लाइव वेब कास्टिंग यूट्यूब और बाकी चैनल्स पे भी हो रही है, तो मैं भी उसको अटेंड करूंगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Chairman sir, for your kind words.
ओके सर, ओके।
Sir, now I would like to invite our respected Pro Vice Chancellor Development, sir. He is an eminent personality in the field of economics. And now I would like to invite Harshvardhan sir on our digital platform, sir.
I think there is some technical issues. Now he is available. Okay.
Okay. Our Pro Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Harshvardhan Srivastava sir, is on air. So, sir, kindly speak few words for us in for this particular webinar, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am very much impressed with the management department, particularly the HOD, Dr. Mukherjee has very well designed his webinar during the Corona period. We have invented, or we have come to know, that webinar may be more useful for our students who are aspiring for the management studies and who are aspiring for the job in the management field. I welcome, on behalf of the AKS University, the respected Shikha Makkar, who has delivered her lecture earlier, and I heard her deliberations earlier. So I would be very much interested to hear her today on the HR analytics, etc. Because these days the economy is data driven, and every thing is required in the economy in a well planned way, with the proper data collection and implementation. Particularly in the field of industry, it is a very essential part that how the data is collected and how it is interpreted in the interest of the society, and particularly for the management, how the data has to be interpreted in the common interest. I am very much impressed, and I welcome again on behalf of the AKS University, and I wish that all the students will hear our eminent speaker Shikha Makkar, who is a professor in Delhi College of Commerce, and I believe that this discussion will enlighten all of us in a very decent way, and we would be having knowledge about the intricacies of the HR analytics and its implementation. I would request the madam that with the practical aspect of the HR analytics, you will tell the students how it is being implemented and how we can also have the first-hand information about the industry and the components of the analysis in a broader sense. Thank you very much for telling me that I am giving thanks to Mr. Mukherjee that he is organizing such a seminar in the interest of the students of this university, and definitely we will be enlightened with our lecture today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ma'am, before starting, a small announcement I want to know, and very important. I would like to thank both our coordinators. Both are very dynamic assistant professors. First is Mrs. Sinu Sukla. She is expert in human resource management, and our second coordinator with full of IT support, Ms. Sweta Singh. She is expert in financial management. So I would thank the complete team. I would thank the IT support and our IT department. Ma'am, now I welcome you, and now the stage is yours, and all the spectators are yours. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. I would also like to thank Anand Soni ji and Dr. Srivastav for sparing their time today. Thank you so much to Mukherjee sir also and all the organizers of AKS University for organizing such webinars so that knowledge can be shared with students. So much.
Thank you, ma'am.
So today we're going to start with another journey of HR analytics. The objective of today's webinar is not to make you an expert in analytics right now, but to tell you what analytics is all about. The objective is that you understand what analytics is first of all, and then understand what HR analytics is all about. To begin with, therefore, I would like to first make you understand what analytics is. Analytics basically is concerned with turning raw data into insight for making better decisions. So what do I mean by that? I mean, in a layman's language, the analysis of data to draw hidden insights to aid decision making. And there is a bit of analytics everywhere. It is all around us. For example, I'll give you a small example to begin with. What we are doing is we are doing online grocery shopping because of the COVID times. So what is happening in today's time? What are we exactly doing and trying to do is that we are making online shopping. So in that, what is happening is we are making comparisons. Supposing I have to buy some cereals, I have to buy some daily essential items of home. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make a comparison across various online apps like Grofers, Big Basket, Amazon, etc. And whichever obviously is going to give me the lowest price, I will go ahead and buy from that particular app. So what am I doing? Knowingly or unknowingly, I am doing nothing but analytics. I am analyzing the information that is available to me, and on the basis of that, I am taking decisions. So analytics can be defined as an analysis of data to draw hidden insights to aid decision making. Just like as consumers, we are using the information available to us and we are deriving conclusions on the basis of that, and we are taking decisions, so is the organizations around us. We may be doing it in a much more simpler fashion, but the organizations around us, they are using it with various modeling techniques to derive better results for the customers, for the organization, for all the stakeholders of the organization. For example, a call center manager would want to analyze his team's performance for resource optimization. So the HR manager will employ data to predict attrition. What is attrition? Attrition is the number of employees that are leaving the organization. So HR manager would want data that how many employees, he would want data to decide that how many employees would be leaving the organization in the future. So if he is able to make such predictions, then he can decide that when is the recruitment going to be happening. So we can use these informations to make better decisions. Also, since a lot of students are attending this particular webinar, I would like to tell the students that most of you are on Facebook. So what do you do on Facebook? You might be searching some information. Maybe you are looking for particular apps. Maybe you're looking for various products online. So what happens when you scroll on Facebook? Do you see those type of advertisements? Supposing, let's say that you were searching for a watch online. Suddenly, when you log into Facebook, you will see a lot of advertisements related to watch that will appear on your feed. Why is this happening? How is this happening? Facebook is analyzing the data that what all are you searching? What is it that you want to purchase? What is it that you like? and on the basis of that data, they are providing you those advertisements or that information which will suit you. So what is Facebook trying to do? It is trying to provide its customers information based on their likes and dislikes. Also, since you use Facebook, you also see those friend anniversaries, that you are friends since so many years, or on this date you joined and you became friends with. What is all this? How are they able to know that this is the date on which you became friends? Then they also show you a video in which they show you various photographs telling you that these are the dates on which you met and these are the dates on which you celebrated these particular events, and they prepare a video and they give it to you on a particular date, on the same date on which you joined, but a different year, of course. What is this? These are all examples of analytics. It is very often said that it is the Facebook which has more information with respect to your likes, with respect to your dislikes, than your own therapist. So if you would go to a therapist and tell that these are the problems that I'm facing, this is what I like and this is what I don't like, it would be Facebook who will be able to tell you better than a therapist. So this is the kind of relevance and information and importance that is being attached to big data these days. We very often use the word big data analytics. What is big data? Big data is nothing, in simple terms, if I have to tell you, it is nothing but lot of data, millions, trillions, gigabytes, terabytes of data, which is being analyzed by various organizations to provide best of results to its customers, and to have obviously maximization and optimal utilization of resources within the organization. So I hope with this you've fairly understood what analytics is. It's not something which is out of the world or something which is difficult to understand. It's something which we all consume, use, knowingly or unknowingly. Though, of course, by the organizations, it is used in a much more sophisticated manner, not in the way in which we as consumers would be analyzing information. So let's now understand the various kinds of analytics. There are two types of basic analytics. There are more advanced versions also of analytics, but today's objective of the webinar is to give you just preliminary brief overview of analytics and HR analytics in particular. So we have two types. One is descriptive and another one is predictive. Descriptive analytics describes what has happened in the past, and predictive analytics will help to know what is going to happen in the future. So we are going to make predictions in the future. So let's understand each one of them in detail. Descriptive analytics. For example, there's a sales report of a company. Let's say a soft drink company. What will a sales report tell you? A sales report will tell you how many units were sold of a particular cold drink, where were they sold, what was the price. So everything and anything related to sales, a sales report would carry. All of this information is coming from where? It is coming from data. Now what you are doing? You are doing slicing and dicing the data in different ways, looking at it from different angles along with different dimensions. But there is very little statistics that is involved in descriptive analysis. Not much, because what you're doing is you're basically having reports. So all the reports that an organization prepares is nothing but descriptive analytics that they do, provided they're not using it for future. However, if any information is being used to predict what is going to happen in the future, we would call it as predictive analysis. Because a business owner's primary concern is what? A business owner's primary concern is that what is going to happen in the future. For example, if I'm running a hotel, and that too in today's time, if I'm an owner of a hotel, I would want to know that how many rooms will be occupied in the near future. And in COVID times, as we all know, the hotel industry, hospitality industry has had a huge hit, especially the travel and tourism industry. So if I am using predictive analysis, I know that especially since I am based in Delhi, you all must be knowing how much, what is the number that we've almost crossed Mumbai. So do you think any kind of tourism can be expected in the near future? Answer is no. So how, and if I have some concrete data, if I have some information relate from the ministries, from the government organizations, I can absolutely know that I do not need so much of staff for the next 2 months, at least in my organization. So maybe either I can train them for something else in the future, or I can reduce my cost. So what am I doing? I am predicting what will happen in the future, and on the basis of that, I'm optimizing my present resources. So this is what predictive analytics is about. Predictive analytics is also it also works by identifying patterns in historical data. So historical data is coming from where? Historical data is coming from descriptive analysis. So are they both connected? Yes, of course. On the basis of my descriptives, I will make future predictions. Now let's take an example of telecom industry. In the telecom industry, what happens? Telecom industry, what would be the major? They would want to know how many customers are going to leave Airtel and move to Vodafone, or Vodafone would be wanting to predict that how many customers are likely to leave Vodafone to Airtel. So how they will have some data, some basis, some information with which they are able to predict that this is a customer who is likely to leave my services of my particular telecom and is going likely to shift to another telecom company. So what as a company can I do? Obviously advertisements is a very obvious thing, but to target a particular customer from stopping him from leaving that particular from the current my telecom company, I need to know the pattern of that particular customer. What is it that is making that particular customer shift from one telecom company to another? And if I'm able to address those issues on time, I can probably reduce the number of customers who shift from my telecom company to another. So again, what are we doing? We are doing predictive modeling techniques. In addition to this, there is another type of analytics, which is also called as perspective analytics. However, it's an advanced version, which we'll do at a later end. Just to tell you briefly about it, perspective analysis is I am optimally using this descriptive and predictive analytics and finding out optimal decisions that are possible in the near future. So again, it's an advanced version. I just thought I'll refer to it over here, but we'll be doing it at a later stage. Now, data is revolutionizing business. We had never thought of. Companies, big or small, traditional or non-traditional sectors, are using data to understand their customers better. The insights gained from analyzing this data is helping companies identify new growth areas and product opportunities, increasing their operation margins, making better human decisions, and more effective budgets. How is this data being used? If I were to tell you, since you are students, and what is your prospect in the future, I would like to quote some figures over here. It is said that 4.4 million IT jobs globally will be created to support big data, generating 1.9 million IT jobs alone, which are outside IT. So I am saying that the entire focus of the IT jobs will be, outside IT will be on big data. So this is the future that lies ahead of analytics. If any field that is of interest to you, you specialize in that, learn analytics, and you can get attached to that particular field related to analytics. That also I'll tell you how. Now let's understand how is analytics used in various industries. It can be used in retail, e-commerce, finance, sports, etc. So let's application in various industries. Now today's customer is impatient and busy. They want instant and excellent customer service. So in order to provide that, retailers need to have a 360-degree view of the customer. So what will retail about? Retail analytics would help businesses to get deep insights into customer behavior. It will help them understand their customers' requirements more precisely, while also helping them to bring in more right kind of customers. So that is about retail analytics. So if you're interested in the retail industry, there also. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the analytics is there everywhere now. Any which area you will go, if you do not have the required skills of analytics, you would be marginally less in terms of competition with respect to your peers. It would give us insights such as how to increase margins at a product level, insights into your customers' profit, identify items that are likely to be purchased, ROI of marketing spend, promotions and offers to imply in each store. So if I'm able to understand my customers accordingly, I can have the promotions and products. So I'll give you a small example for analytics in retail industry. There are various stores of Bata across uh, across the country, but some Bata stores have some kind of footwear which other Bata stores don't have. I don't know if you've observed this or not. And how are they doing this? They are doing this on the basis of the customers that live around a particular area. So what I'm trying to tell you is if a Bata store is located in a mall, you are less likely to find cheaper products. If on vis-a-vis, if a Bata store is located in a small market area which is with a lot of housing around, you would find more of footwear which are meant for daily wear. So what is this? How are they able to derive to this information that this particular footwear should be kept at this store and this particular type of footwear should be kept on this store? How is this all happening? This is all happening by knowing your customers which live around your area and on the basis of their needs. Had this not been possible, had this not happened, they would have failed terribly if they would have kept all kind of footwear on all their stores and increasing their cost, of course. Now, what about e-commerce? E-commerce is something which is being used today. We have a lot of examples for this. The best example for this is whenever you log into a particular website, a particular app to purchase anything, the next time when you will log in, they will say, this is what you viewed last. This is what a person bought with this. So if supposing I'm looking for a particular type of book I want to buy online, then what is that particular app going to show me? The app is going to show me these are the other books which customers usually bought when they made this when they made this kind of a purchase. What is this? This is all analytics that if a particular person has this preference, then he is likely to also buy this particular product along with this. So what are they doing? They're trying to tell me that these are also likely preferences which you might know, which you might have. So they are trying to provide me ease, and also they're of course trying to sell their particular product. So how is this all happening? This is happening all on the basis of analytics. If something I have viewed in the past, they will show me that this is what I recently viewed and maybe I did not purchase it. So if I have something in my cart and I have not purchased, I will get an email reminder that this is the product which is lying in your cart and the price has reduced or the price is likely to increase. So what is this? This is all, how are they coming to these decisions? How are they refining the data? It is all analytics that is going on everywhere all around. Similarly, it goes for finance. The global financial analytics market is one of the fastest growing sectors of data industry. Organizations, big and small, are investing in financial analytic tools and technologies to solve specific business problems, reduce their cost, and improve their budgets. It would include things like fraud detection and prevention, working capital management, risk analysis, etc. Now, to your surprise, there is also called as sports analytics. So what are coaches doing these days? Coaches are analyzing the kind of games that have been played by the particular players in the past and who has performed how. And on the basis of that, they are taking decisions of how the teams are going to be formed in the future. So if you're interested in sports and you want a very nice, lucrative kind of a job, then sports analytics is an upcoming thing for you as well. Especially with regards to other industries, analytics can be used for evidence-based medical care, improvement of patient care, predicting outbreak of diseases, though we were not able to predict COVID-19 at all. So here analytics did not really function, but we can anyways take it as an outlier or an exception. And analytics is also being used to improve teaching practices. So now what is happening in institutions? They are preparing professors to take online classes. So what are the workshops that are happening for professors? How to take online classes, how to form a Google Classroom, how to prepare presentations, Why? Because the prediction is that in the near future, especially because I am residing in Delhi, we have all expectations, predictions, again, predictive analytics, that next semester is likely to start online, and maybe in the mid semester we might just start taking classes through an offline mode, because in Delhi University students come from across the country. So what kind of risk level are we able to take? Again, this is all predictive. So this is the application of analytics in industries. Now applications in business functions. So every industry has these standard functions. So how is it being used in business functions? I've already explained you with respect to marketing. Some of the key marketing questions that analytics can help you answer is, how are the marketing initiatives performing? Which of them are viable in the long run? How do our marketing activities compare with our competitors? So all this, how are we going to churn all this information? It is all going to be on the basis of analytics. Same goes for sales. What sales analytics can essentially do is see what goods and services have and have not been sold. If certain goods and services are not being sold, what's the reason? So now we know that the luxury industry, because of the COVID-19, is the one which has been hit the most. So again, it's all analytics in play that we have as of now. Supply chain management. What would supply chain management? The biggest job would be to optimize the resources, know the current inventory status, forecast demands, production, and what is all this going to do? These are going to improve workers' productivity measurement. So in supply chain management also. Now, human resource. Human resource analytics would help managers by creating a single view of all relevant workforce and other HR related data. Some of the key areas where workforce related data driven analytics can be used is talent acquisition and retention. You know, there are various companies. I'll give you a biggest example for HR as a function. There are various companies which come for placement in various universities, and suddenly they stop coming. What is the reason? Is it that they're not able to afford or pay you enough, or what is the reason? The reason is, and the reason could be analytics. What analytics would they be putting? Supposing a particular company comes to AKS University. I'm just taking it as an example. And that particular company decides that after they came to your university for 5 years and suddenly they decided that they will not come in the 6th year. What could be the reason? The reason could be that they have found that the students who join our particular organization from AKS universities leave after 1 year. And what could be the reason? Their HR manager tells them that they find better job opportunities, or they want to go for further studies, for higher education. That's why they are leaving. Now, there are two choices that that particular company has. One is to stop coming. If it decides to stop coming, what is it doing? It is just doing descriptive analytics. कि हम इस यूनिवर्सिटी में नहीं जाएंगे क्योंकि यहाँ के स्टूडेंट्स एक साल बाद ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छोड़ देते हैं. अगर वो प्रिडिक्टिव एनालिटिक्स यूज करें और पर्सपेक्टिव एनालिटिक्स यूज करें, तो वो क्या करेंगे? वो आपको, दे विल कंटिन्यू कमिंग टू योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट दे माइट प्रोवाइड यू some part-time job when you want to pursue your higher education. Imagine a company which provides you a part-time job and allows you to pursue your higher education, or gives you the facility to work from home. Would you not want to work? Of course you would want to work for such an organization. So it is not just that only one dimension of analytics is good. No, with analytics you have to see the optimal options available, and that is where human resource comes in place. There are other business functions also where analytics can be used, such as finance, IT, manufacturing. I've already given you the examples of this. Let's now jump to what HR analytics is all about. You know, traditionally HR analytics was considered as of least importance. क्यों था least important? क्योंकि HR मैनेजर का क्या काम था? रिक्रूटमेंट कॉल्स करना, फिर बुलाना जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज के लिए, एक लेटर टाइप करना that you have been selected or sorry we could not appoint you, या फिर कुछ अगर आपके व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर उनको लगता है कि आप कुछ ठीक नहीं कर रहे हैं तो आपको बुला के बात करना कि ये आपका ठीक नहीं है, यू बेटर इम्प्रूव दिस, ये रोल था एचआर का। तो उनको क्या कंसिडर करते थे, वो कुछ टेक्निकल नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पाते थे जैसे एक फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट। तो अगर हम बोले फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट और एचआर डिपार्टमेंट क्या ये इक्वली एक सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे वर दे बीइंग ट्रीटेड? द आंसर वाज नो। And what were the reasons? The reason was, first of all, they were like a doctor. You'd rather never need one. हमें डॉक्टर, we don't want कि हम डॉक्टर की शक्ल कभी भी देखें, क्योंकि हम डॉक्टर के पास तब जाते हैं जब हम बीमार होते हैं। ऐसे कंसिडर किया जाता था एचआर मैनेजर को। क्यों? When HR manager calls you and asks you to come by their office, क्या reasons है कि कुछ गड़बड़ है। You may be put on notice, और या तो you are being put on fire for not doing your work properly. You're being fired for not doing your work properly. अगर कुछ अच्छा होता था, if there is some good news like promotion, तो promotion की information आपको HR manager नहीं देगा, वो आपको head of the institution देगा। लेकिन अगर कुछ गलत बताना है तो the HR manager would contact you. This what I'm telling you is technically which used to happen in the past. And second was that it was considered as an old-fashioned thing. Why? Because HR का जितना भी काम था वो सारा gut feeling के बेस पे था। gut feeling मतलब guess work, कुछ उसके पीछे कुछ analysis नहीं था। It was just gut feeling. We are doing things a certain way because we've always been doing it. तो जैसा हम करते आ रहे हैं वैसा ही हम करते रहेंगे। HR doesn't have a reputation of bringing in, sales or some numbers or success, just like marketing has or finance has. तो HR का ऐसा कुछ रोल था। लेकिन HR एनालिटिक्स ने सब कुछ बदल दिया। HR analytics has changed it all. How? How high is your annual employee turnover? How much of your employee turnover consists of regretted loss? Do you know which employee will be most likely to leave your company within 1 year? कौन देगा इन सबका आंसर? इन सबका आंसर अब आपको HR एनालिटिक्स दे सकता है। Regrettable turnover, I'll tell you what regrettable loss is. Okay, for the first question, HR professionals, most likely HR professionals can easily answer the first question. How high is your employee turnover? Employee turnover, how many employees are leaving your organization? वो तो easy है बताना. It's not a big deal. But to answer the second question, that is regretted loss, छोड़ने से organization को एक negative impact होता है. So when an employee's departure from a company has a negative impact, then we call it as a regrettable loss. मतलब ये employee हमारी organization को value add कर रहा था, ये हमारी organization के लिए एक asset था. Because he left, maybe temporarily हमारा profit can go down. ये कैसे पता चलेगा रिग्रेटेड लॉस था वो पर्टिकुलर एम्प्लॉय का जाना या नहीं? ये आपको पता चलेगा ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम के डेटा से और परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट से। इन दोनों डेटास को जब आप मॉडलिंग टेक्निक्स लगाएंगे, एनालिटिक्स लगाएंगे, तब आपको पता चलेगा कि क्या ये आपकी इंफॉर्मेशन के लिए एसेट था या लाइबिलिटी था। I'm not talking about your impression or how good you are when you talk or all of that. No, I'm talking about how much numbers do you bring to the organization. At the end of the day, that's what an organization wants. To answer the third question, you would need even more data to analyze it well. So, HR manager's job is not just hiring and firing anymore. It is way, way beyond that. HR analytics is something which is new. So it is considered as a systematic identification and quantification of people drivers of business outcomes. ये सबसे sophisticated definition है which is available as of now. What does it mean? It means that it is a data-driven approach towards human resource management. Over the past 100 years, human resource management has changed. It has moved from operational HR towards a more strategic discipline. The popularity of strategic human resource management exemplifies this. The data-driven approach that characterizes HR analytics is in line with this development. So what we are saying is that now by using HR analytics, you don't have to rely on gut feeling anymore. Analytics enables HR professionals to make data-driven decisions. Furthermore, analytics helps to test the effectiveness of HR policies. That how the policies that have been made, whether they are good for the organization also or not, or how effective have they been in today's scenario. So this is how we have moved from operational HR to data driven. How HR analytics helps human resource management. Like marketing analytics has revolutionized the field of marketing, HR also has helping in making better decisions. It helps in the business case for HR interventions. Test the effectiveness of the thing is going on very smoothly. Then by adding something new to the entire HR policy, can I bring about a change in the organization? If the answer is yes, then the effectiveness has been. To what extent has it been there? That HR analytics will tell you. Today, the majority of the HR departments focus on reporting employee data. This is not enough. What is required is, the goal today is to turn this data into information and information into insight. So HR become more involved in decision making on a strategic level. So HR data sources are combined, they are cleaned, and they are used for reporting. This is extremely important. Then let's move ahead to understand the scissor. Now, whatever we have done so far is that what we are trying to understand the concept that moves behind HR analytics. But we are saying that we need to quantify. I need to know in numbers how many people are leaving. I need to know in numbers how many do I need to appoint in place of them. How am I going to get to know all of this? The calculation part of it, the measurement part of it, the number part of it is going to come from HR matrices. HR matrices are nothing but measurements which are used to determine the effectiveness and efficiency of HR policies. Matrices help me compare different data points. For example, if the turnover was 5% in a particular year and now it is 7.5, what has happened? It has increased by 50%. The former are the data points, the later is the metric. This increase that has happened, how much has it increased with? This I get to know from matrices. Matrices will not tell you anything about the cause. They will just measure the difference between the numbers. You need to understand this. So I give you numbers. You tell me the cause and effect of those numbers. HR matrices will tell you the numbers. That this is the percentage increase. This is the number. To find the cause and effect relationship of that number, for that we will use HR analytics. Several HR matrices contribute to business value. But the key question when measuring these matrices is, what does the business need? What do I mean by what does the business need? For example, if the business may not be interested in the number of people who have left the organization voluntarily. What they might be interested in knowing is how many of the employees were in strategic positions or were highly skilled. So if it's an unskilled person who has left, I might not be interested in that. Maybe the replacement cost of that is not very high. I want to know that how many employees left the strategic positions. And in that strategic positions, what was their level of effectiveness? Can this be calculated? Today, the answer is 100% yes. And how? HR matrices is the answer for that. The organization may want to know the duration of the employment, what led to the exit, why did a particular employee from a strategic position left the organization, what is the cost of replacing this employee. Cost of replacing an employee can be huge. Sometimes it can take over 1 year. It can give a bad brand image to that particular organization. Maybe that person leaves the organization in a bad taste. So it's going to not only badmouth about the organization, it will bring down the brand image also. So the cost can be huge for an organization. Whereas if an employee who has left was somebody who was not considered as an efficient employer, was not considered as an asset for the organization, the replacement cost would just be giving an advertisement in the newspaper or online advertisement and finding a better hire. So it will depend on, so how are we coming to all these answers? We are coming to all these answers with help of HR analytics and matrices. Now, which are all these? Let's understand the common matrices that are measured by HR analytics. The first one is revenue per employee. How is this calculated, revenue per employee? You have to do simple divisions. It's like calculating ratios. So how will you can divide a company's revenue by the total number of employees in that particular company. This will tell you the average revenue that each employee is generating. What is it going to measure? It's going to measure how efficient an organization is at enabling revenue generation through the employees. So you will come to know the revenue per employee. Now, it's not as simple as I'm stating it to you right now. I'm just very simply putting all the terms for you to understand it in a simpler manner today. But of course, there are various more complicated and sophisticated techniques that go behind it. The next is offer acceptance rate. The number of accepted formal job offers divided by the number of job offers given in a certain period. The higher the ratio in this case would be better. So how many offers a company is giving and how many are actually being taken up. You can come to know the offer acceptance rate of an organization. So how many employees are interested by the number of job offers that I'm giving. So supposing I get to know that the job offer acceptance rate is low. So which means that there's something wrong with my organization, something wrong with the job offers that I'm giving, something wrong with the salary that I'm offering. What? So I need to make all these calculations also. So with one calculation comes furthermore in-depth analysis. Training expenses per employee. How would you obtain this? By dividing the total training expense by the total number of employees who received the training. So if I am providing value to the employees, if I am providing training to the employees, is it leading to efficiency in my organization? Has the efficiency of an employee post training improved? What is the answer? If the answer is yes, then the training expense is no more an expense. It's an investment for the organization. But if it's not leading to any efficiency, then it's an expense, and the company needs to reevaluate its decisions. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that HR analytics is helping you in taking better decisions. So now you are equating yourself to a finance job also. Voluntary turnover rate. Voluntary turnover rate occurs when employees voluntarily choose to leave their jobs. It is calculated by the number of employees who left voluntarily by the total number of employees in the organization. This can lead you to identify gaps in the organization. And what is it that is leading to this particular rate? There are many more matrices, which you time to fill, time to hire, absenteeism, so many more of them, which we would be doing at an advanced stage. Okay, so we should now conclude with what HR analytics has. It obviously has both benefits and it has its own challenges also. What it does is that to contribute to improve business performances, it is important that you manage your teams well. And the HR professional will help you in telling how the organization is going to be benefited the most. In most of the cases, the skills are universally applicable across industries. However, the task is that we are able to collect and analyze data in such a manner that we are able to reduce the cost, reduce the attrition rate, and consequently improve the bottom line. And when I say we are able to improve the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that we are able to make HR analytics effective not just for the topmost level of the organization level, but provide a 360-degree approach. So what are we also trying to say is that just because a non-skilled employee is leaving an organization, and just because the replacement cost of that particular employee is going to be very low for the organization, it's not good if an employee is still leaving. What is the reason? Even the lowest, the bottomest line of the organization, if employees are leaving, the HR should provide an answer to that as well. Maybe 1% or 2% we can ignore because there are some reasons which are unknown. But for most of it, reasons can be found and costs can be reduced. With that, we conclude our discussion on HR analytics today. I hope you have gained insight about what HR analytics is, what analytics is all about, and the fear of the entire analytics system is not there in you anymore. So that you can equip yourself better to become an HR analyst. Or if you don't want to become an HR analyst, you can become a sports analyst, you can become a marketing analyst, you can become a finance analyst, big data analyst, any which field that you want to excel in. You can acquire the necessary skills of analytics and be future ready. And I think that's the goal of AKS University also, to make its students future ready. We all are studying the basic curriculum of commerce, of management, but we also need to acquire, along with knowledge, certain skills which can keep us above the rest of the employees. So future employees are coming from AKS University, and that is only possible when you are able to provide them with better information and knowledge. Thank you so much. With this, I'd like to close.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a very nice session, and I hope all those who were on e-platform might have gained at least overview of the HR analytics and metrics. Now, I would like to sum up. It was a nice session. It was very useful, and it will be useful. Now, you all know that now everything is data. Without data, without quantification, we cannot move. And one thing I would like to announce, that it is a very vast subject, and it requires at least 3 to 4 days of time, so that we can go into each and every nook and corner of data analytics and HR analytics. So we would like to invite ma'am once again, so that we can conduct one specified certified course for all our students, scholars, and those who are watching abroad India also. Thank you very much, ma'am. And now I will be inviting both of our coordinators for vote of thanks, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I would like to thank Shikha ma'am for giving an valuable knowledge on HR analytics and its application in the organization, which is really very, very informative for all of us. I also want to thank our chairman, sir, Engineer Anand Kumar Soni, sir, and our dean, that is Mr. Harshvardhan Srivastava, sir, and IT head, Mr. Sonu Soni, and IT team for making this webinar live. And lastly, I would like to thank our HOD, Mr. Kaushik Mukherjee, sir, and of course my faculty members and my coordinator, and for coordinating this webinar. Okay, I would also like to thank each and every department for for making this listening for this webinar. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.